Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Transport Fever! I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back here in the great American plains, where things, as always, are going pretty darn well indeed. Currently sitting at $166 million. It is June of 1993. I got born this year, November 12th, 1993. That's me. That's when I come into the world. Anyway, we are currently having a bit of an alert up here from Arlington Food Processing, which is saying that it would like me to ship more items, basically. So we're going to go ahead and get that done as our first order of business. So these trucks here, what are you doing? So you are food from Arlington going to Arlington. So what we need to do is we need to go here, buy some road vehicles. We'll get ourselves the Peterbilt 359, and it's going to be moving food back and forth. So we're going to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those and set those on the food from Arlington to Arlington line just there. I believe all of my lines are set to auto replace, so they might not be the right color at the moment, but they will be eventually. Actually, Farm Arlington to Food Arlington isn't set up properly. So that is going to be the Peterbilt. It is going to be very green, and it is going to be moving anything, actually. So that's fine. And auto replace. And then the food one isn't actually set either. So set that up with the Peterbilt. Going to make it yellow, and it's going to be moving food right down there, just like so. And we'll set that to automatically replace when it gets the opportunity to do so. I believe the rest of them are set up correctly, though. And it's nice to see a lot of them making a lot of money. 1.3 million on Chicago to Elgin, 1.3 million to Grand Prairie, almost $1 million on the Lafayette line, 1.3 in the Chicago to Salt Lake City. Where else? 3.27 million on the food from Santa Rosa to Chicago line, 4.42 million on the Chicago, Miami, Tallahassee, Arlington line. Lafayette, Chicago, Santa Rosa is actually losing money at the moment, so I might get rid of one of those trains. Might not be the worst idea to go ahead and sell that. It'll bring the frequency down, but it means we're going to save a little bit of money on that line, which I think is really important. What I'm also thinking, though, is I'm really tempted to try and find a way to connect up more of Chicago's train station here to just the rest of the world. I was thinking we could have a train that goes out to Salt Lake City, and maybe a train that goes down towards Grand Prairie and down towards Durham as well, so that you can, in theory, go from Durham to Chicago, switch your line, and go all the way over to here. But I don't know. I feel like all this is connected up pretty darn well already, so not really sure what's going to happen with that. Interesting to note that this thing right here, this is so very busy right now. That road there needs upgraded quite urgently. Let's see. Let's go for, what's the highest speed limit we can get here? 62. All right, large country road's going to go in just there. So that speed limit's going to be much, much higher. I'm thinking we'll do the same along there as well. And I think this entire stretch of road really is going to need to be upgraded. Apparently can't do that bit, but I can do that bit. So I'm going to just upgrade all of that going straight into Chicago so that the speed limit is just going to be higher. I do want to go and bulldoze this section since it's being a bit weird. And then just build it back like that. So that right there is going to let traffic move much, much quicker on that road, which is super important. This right here is a medium country road, which that already is, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and upgrade a lot of this as well then. So all of that can be upgraded. This down here desperately needs upgraded to a medium country road just there. So get rid of these dirt tracks we got going on, because those are doing us no favors at the moment. So let's come over here and just start doing all of this as well. Just so the whole thing gets nicely upgraded so that traffic can move at a nice and reasonable pace. Because at the moment, I didn't quite realize how many of the dirt roads we have left. Way, way more of them than I like. Is the answer there. So if we can get a bunch of those cleared up and get a bunch of those dirt roads upgraded to proper roads, that is going to be absolutely beautiful. So we need to come in and bulldoze that for a second and then build this road back. So something like that should do it. This right here is going to need bulldozed. That little bit in there needs to go. And then we just bring a road off of there. Something like that. And then I need to bring it across, which for some reason is being weird. So that works. But that doesn't. I really don't understand why that doesn't work, though. No, that doesn't work either. Too much slope. Okay, so that works. Well, that's real weird is what that is. But I guess if it works, it works. We'll go for that, and then we'll curve it sort of back like this. Maybe not, actually. Maybe we'll not do that just yet. So we'll have that road go there. This entire road can get bulldozed. There are signals there. Vehicle in the way. Oh boy. I'm looking forward to the mistake I've just made. Alright, let's upgrade this whole thing here for a second. Upgrade all of that and all of that. So can I now bring this road straight through? No. But I can do that. That's really weird that it's not gonna let me do anything but this extraordinary curve just there, but that'll do, I guess. What I do need to do is somehow move those vehicles, though. Which I believe are now stuck. So a small straight like that is hopefully going to let those vehicles move. It actually looks to me like there might have been a number of vehicles in there. So if I do that, is that going to let that vehicle... Yeah. So that's weird. Is what that is. But that can all be bulldozed. We can smooth out the terrain a little bit there. We can maybe move the signals a bit as well. So the signals here are going to have to move to that spot and that spot. Then down here, the signals also need to be moved. We're actually using the old signals down here as well, so this is a bit of an older line. But what we can do there, a similar story, signal and signal. So if the trains need to stop, they are never going to stop whilst crossing the road, which is beautiful stuff. So let's make the brush strength high. Let's increase the size of the brush a little bit there. This is the smooth terrain option, so I'm just going to smooth all that out so it doesn't look like there was a road there at a time. So there we go. Faster roads. That's going to be real useful. This road right here as well also needs to be upgraded, so we'll go for the medium country road again. Just going to go through, upgrade what we can, where we can. Of course, too much slope again. Not a huge fan of the fact that that keeps being a problem. But we'll go in. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. Maybe bring that back a little bit. And maybe, just maybe, we're going to go for a completely new road. So it's going to go that way and straight across like that. Absolutely perfect. Right there. That's going to do the job. Going to throw that into that spot, that into that spot. And those vehicles, I assume, yep, all going to U-turn. All going to get off the old road. And there we go. So that new road, again, going to let them move so much faster. And that's what we want. We want them moving quickly. Over here is actually going to slow them down a bit. That's all right, though. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, I'm starting to feel like train lines might be more efficient here. Or more lanes, possibly. Perhaps we need like an extra large country road down here. It doesn't fit, though. What about that? Does that do us any favors? Doesn't really seem like it, does it? Well, kind of. It's it's definitely trying. I wonder if I was to go in here with a cargo truck station thing, right? So if I had a truck station there, that was not the button I wanted. If I had a truck station there, right? And we go in and look at our lines. So the line we're looking for is the orange one. It's gonna be wood is what we're looking for. So T, wood, to, or log, so it's this one, right? If we go into that, and we say that after that stop, you go there. I think. So yeah, that's stop 2. Then get rid of that one. So that right there is going to have all of those trucks come in and hopefully drop off the logs in that location rather than that one. So this is going to be the input, this is going to be the output for the sawmill. That's my thinking, at least. We'll see if it works. So you're coming in with nothing. You're also coming in with nothing. What are you? Also coming in with nothing. That's fine, though. The stop obviously changed. So at this point, this thing is producing quite a lot at that. So they're going to leave. They're going to come through here. And eventually, there we go. So they're dropping off logs. And the logs are getting sent out here. So we're not going to have those two overlapping anymore, which is brilliant news. So I'm feeling like we need to do the same over here, because this stop has machines and tools going out, but it has steel coming in. So I feel like the input points, it also has logs coming in as well, if I'm not mistaken, or planks at least. Yeah, so planks come in as well. So I feel like the input for this needs to be at a different location. So if we go, oh, I mean, we could upgrade that. No, we can't actually. Ooh. Okay, we got a new truck as well. So if we throw that just there. All right, so throw it to that spot. And what we want to do is find the plank line. So we go down a little bit. That's the goods one. That's the tools one. So the plank's coming in to stop number 2 there. We want to change that and say go there instead and don't go to number 3. So the planks now come in here, which makes this a little bit less busy. But we also need to do the same with steel, which is being turned into machinery. What do we need for machinery? So yeah, steel goes in, so steel and planks. So this one right here, stop number 1 gets that put in after it, and then this goes away. So that right there means the 2 inputs for this factory are going to one location and the outputs are going to another one. Which means things should be a little bit smoother and a little bit easier because they're no longer overlapping. At least that's my thinking. Yeah, they're going to back up still just a little bit, but it means that trucks can get to this just a lot easier. And that's kind of important to me. So we'll see how that goes. Do we have any tailbacks anywhere else? I mean, down here is still quite busy, but for the most part, this is working. We have a lot of people waiting on a bus down here. We don't seem to have tailbacks, not majorly anywhere else, though. Except for here, but that's because of the transition from 4 lanes to 2 lanes. So maybe it'd be an idea to go for a large street in here. You know, just something a bit like that. That bit goes weird there, though. We'll ignore that. But that right there will let traffic flow through just a bit easier. Which is kind of what we're going for. So we'll see how that goes. This over here is, yeah, working beautifully. This over here also working beautifully. All right. Do we have any complaints? Not currently. Lafayette's not really all that popular for vehicles and all that stuff, but Lafayette's growing quite nicely. I want to have a look at Chicago, though. I'm curious to see what the stats are for Chicago. So, tools and food are almost there. Goods are really not good. Fuel, really, is something I need to improve. I really need to figure out the fuel thing because, I mean, going over here, Arlington is doing all right. Decent bit of food in there. Decent bit of fuel as well, and construction materials. So Arlington's growing quite nicely. I imagine these trains are also, yeah, relatively busy. 81 people on there. And 13 waiting. So that is not bad. How many people are coming in is my question. So that train there is coming in with 76 people on board. That is not bad at all. 1.13 million for that. Really, really pleased to see people are going back and forth between Arlington and everywhere else. I just really need to figure out the fuel thing. I really do. So we could start producing fuel down here. And I'm honestly thinking that we might. Because we do have a supply of oil coming in from over here, but the production's really low on that, which is weird. So, I mean, I think I might try. I think we're going to give this a shot. So, fuel in Chicago is consumed by industry. And if we have a look at the industry locations, the industry is still right there mostly. So we could very well have the fuel come in here. But I kind of want to upgrade this, if anything. Just so that it's able to deal with a little bit more stuff. So, let's give this a shot. Let's create a new line. It's going to be a new truck line from there to, well, from there back to Chicago. And that is going to be a T, which is truck. So that is fuel from Grand Prairie to Chicago. And we'll see if that works. We'll see how that goes. Because what we can do is we can come down here, buy road vehicles. We can go for this. And we'll have this be, you know, it can carry 21, 62 miles per hour is the top. It's faster than the old one. So let's go in. Let's say fuel. Let's make it sort of a nice purple-ish color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those. And that is going to go on the fuel from Grand Prairie to Chicago line. We do need to go through and set all of the old trucks to upgrade to this new one. But we'll see how that goes. Do we have any fuel production? Did I even set those to carry fuel? I don't know if I did. Oh boy. Did I do that? Was I even paying attention? Yeah, I did. So they're moving fuel. Oh, there we go. So this is now producing fuel. Production has actually gone up as well. I would imagine production down here is going to start increasing. Yeah, so the production, well, it's trying to. Definitely trying to. Hopefully we can see that production get up there quite nicely. But there's a lot of fuel down here, so that really bodes well. That really bodes well for what we're going to see from Chicago. So I'm excited to start having some fuel coming through there. That's still going quite well. I'm curious to see how this is doing. So production on this is still pretty good. Could be better, but still pretty good. Oh wow, look at that fuel, man. What is that nonsense? That is kind of nuts. So you're coming in with fuel as well. You're gonna pick it up. There we go. So that's those trucks finally coming through to pick up some fuel. Production of that really ramped up quite massively. What have I done here? Oh yeah. So production is climbing across the board for those things. I guess we should do similar down here with the goods. So I'm feeling like we need more trucks bringing oil from here. So that is going to be oil from Grand Prairie to wherever, I guess plastics. So we go here. We can buy road vehicles. We'll go for these ones, and it's going to be oil from Grand Prairie, I would assume. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. And we're looking for oil to plastics. That's what we're looking for right there. And then plastics to goods, I would assume. We'll make those bright red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. And set those on the plastics to goods line. And we'll see how that goes. Now what I'm going to have to do, though, is go through and upgrade all of these. What is this? Santa Rosa Sawmill. Try to ship more items. What? I mean, we're shipping a lot of items. Okay, we'll do that in a minute. What we need to do, though, like I said, go through and set all of the trucks to automatically replace with the new ones. So construction materials is the first one. And don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch this whole process. You've seen it way too many times already. All right, so all of the vehicles are set to replace. This one's still an older vehicle at the moment, but there we go. Brand new truck, 21 livestock on there. Plenty of grain to get moving as well. So some good stuff going to happen with that particular line. we should see this train fill up relatively quickly, which is going to be absolutely beautiful. If we have a look down here, log production is amazing. Fuel production is insane over here right now. I'm actually... Oh, wow. Look at this as well. That is all sorts of crazy right there. That is what that is. I'm curious, though. Oh, hello. So this is tailing back a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I guess it would. It's got... This has got coal and iron coming in, steel and slag going out. So maybe, just maybe, we could do something interesting with this. Maybe what we do is have a large street come off of there. Something like that. Maybe a large country road instead. So large country road comes off of there. We'll do a truck station on either side. Something sort of like that. This might work. This might not, but we'll see. So something kind of like that, if we just rotate it a little better. And then another one on this side. So something sort of like that. All right. So we have the 2 truck stations. Bulldoze that. Don't need it. And what we do is, this is what, 4 lines coming into it, probably? Quite a few. Yeah, quite a few. So we're looking for initially the coal line, which is this one. So we're going to add that in there and get rid of that. So the coal line comes in and then goes back out, and that's fine. And then we want... What have we just unlocked? Oh, a new train. Okay. Then we want the iron line, which is this one, which is going to go there as well and get rid of you. So those 2 come in to that one location in a kind of interesting manner, to be honest. But we'll see how that goes. But then what I'm thinking is we have the slag line. My voice is still not quite right. You might be able to tell. Slag line is going to have a new stop added. Just there. Then stop number 1 goes away. So slag is not going to come out of there, which is fine by me. And then the steel one, I guess technically could stay where it is. Because either way, the trucks are moving a little better. They're definitely moving a little bit better than they were. Still backing up, though. Still not quite where it needs to be. I guess it'll work. It'll work for the time being. This over here is producing quite a bit of iron. That's fine. This is ridiculous, this production right here. That is absolutely nuts, the level of production we have there. I want to have another look at Chicago, though. So the fuel is getting up there a little bit. Goods, not so much. Goods production is pretty terrible, to be completely blunt. A lot of crude oil over there, though. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe... I mean, how many trucks do we have on oil to goods? So oil to... Well, oil to plastic. Quite a few. Let me upgrade those. So upgrade all of those. And see how that goes. So in theory, that's going to let all of those goods just move that bit faster. That's kind of what we're going for. All right. And then the plastic line, similar story. I want to upgrade all of that. And then the goods line. Again, similar story. I want to upgrade all of that as well. I want to see if we can get goods coming in. I want to make Chicago perfect, you know? That's kind of what I'm going for. I want to see if I can get us to a point where Chicago's doing really well. Now, we do have a crude oil line as well. Crude oil from Durham. So that's going to need upgraded. So there we go. Get that one done. So we should see a lot more crude oil going back and forth. Production on this should probably increase. We should see oil getting produced like crazy down here. I'm just not seeing it, which is really disappointing, to be honest. Was really hoping we'd see that oil production go crazy. It kind of isn't. But I guess that's just the way it's going to be. Hopefully we'll see some good stuff. So there's Concord going crazy, crazy fast just past there. No one on board. And like no one waiting. Maybe we downgrade the airline slightly. It's definitely a thought going through my head. You know, maybe go for the A320 over the Concorde. I mean, the Concorde is 3.34 million per year. A320 is a lot more affordable. I might go with the Airbus. It's not as fast. It's not as fast. It's actually the slowest plane out of all the ones we could get there. But we could get 2 A320s for slightly more than the running costs of a Concorde per year. See, the Concorde's just losing crazy money. So let's sell it. And let's invest in a couple of A320s. Let's get, 2 of them. Now, you know what? Let's get 3 of them. 3 A320s. Ridiculous money, of course, but we'll go for 3 A320s. Beautiful looking aircraft in that orange there. But that should bring the wait time on that line down considerably, which is kind of what we're going for. So 5 minutes isn't bad. I'm just sort of thinking that it would have been interesting to get maybe another plane line going. I don't know, maybe Modesto to Salt Lake City or something. It's so much money, It's so much wasted money because I have never gotten planes to work. I have never successfully gotten planes to work in this game, so I don't know. I don't know if that's the thing we should do. This right here, quite a few people waiting on that line. How many are you carrying right now? 25 ain't bad. 25 sure ain't bad. Chicago, ooh, that fuel's coming up. The goods still aren't, though. Like, why is the fuel... I guess the demand is there. There is... Wait a minute. Oh, wait, that's not the plant we're using, is it? No, we're using this one. Why is your production so low? I don't understand. What are you complaining about? Machine factory. Try to ship more items. Yeah, I can see why that would be a problem. I don't understand why the demand here... I mean, the production's so low and, well, I guess by extension, the demand. It does seem like it... Yeah, it is increasing. Okay, that's what I want to see. I want to see that number increase quite rapidly. I'm thinking maybe we need more vehicles moving the oil back and forth, but... Well, maybe we don't. We'll see. Yeah, it's up at 90, 92. Over here is... not bad either. Upgrade in 5 months as well. So maybe we're going to see goods production drastically increase in Chicago as well. Or good consumption / supply. Definitely feeling like we maybe need more trucks bringing the fuel back and forth, though, because they... I mean, what is the line they take? They come up to here. Yeah, they go all the way around through Lafayette, don't they? So you right there. Yeah. That's a long line for them to take. If I could get a road that just went straight across there, that would be kind of nuts. It's not even unrealistic. There's a road already there. I might do that. Let's get some medium country roads in here first. Just to upgrade all of that. So that all gets upgraded. That can be upgraded too. And maybe we bring a road, around like this. And straight across. And we could tunnel it. I don't think we need to. I think we'll bring it up the hill. Just like so. So it's going to go up and over the hill. It's going to go down that way a little bit. Quite the curve going on there. Do I want to take it out and around that way? Connect it up there? I think I do. I think I want to do that. So bring it that way. Bring it that way. And then bring it... Oh, that's not quite what I want. I want to bring it, like, straight out. I don't know if it's going to let me, though. So maybe bring that to there and... Oh, there we go. Just that. That right there is absolutely perfect. That should make this line that bit more efficient, I think. That's not the vehicle I'm looking for. Those really aren't the vehicles I'm looking for. I'm looking for one that's bringing fuel. Actually, I can look. Yeah, there we go. So that did update the line. Perfect. So that should make that line quicker. That should make it more efficient. Okay, I'm excited. Plastic production is dropping. Yeah, definitely dropping. Okay, might need to move more stuff from there. Goods production dropping. Okay. Maybe what we do is we look into these lines. So the plastics line, well, let's look at the goods one first. So the goods line has a decent number of trucks on it. 66 seconds is a really good frequency. The plastics one, so yeah, the oil from Grand Prairie to Plastics and Lafayette line is just not doing great. The plastics line's also not doing great. I don't know. That's really confusing to me because I'm not quite getting it. There's something that's just not clicking in my brain, to be honest. I just noticed though, Chicago's population almost 2,000. Not bad. Not bad. What is this? Machine factory complaining again that we're not moving enough stuff. I mean, we could. What if we started providing machinery and tools to Salt Lake City? That's an option. Or Santa Rosa. I'm thinking maybe both. We probably have the production to do both. Yeah, you know what? Let's do both. Why not? We have the production. So we're gonna come out like this and go around. So I like that. I like this. You might be wondering why I'm doing this. It'll make sense in a second. So like that and straight to that road there. All right. So what I'm gonna do is this one. I'm gonna go there. Oh, it doesn't actually. Oh, hello. That doesn't actually have the road connection. Interesting. That did not work the way I wanted it to. Ooh, interesting. So that would actually need to go there. Okay, I thought that road connection would, I totally blanked in the way this actually works. Okay. Well, that can go there. And, nope. I keep hitting the wrong button. That can go there. Ish. So something like that, right? So here's my thinking. Tools and machinery. Both consumed by different people. Tools consumed by shopping facilities, machinery by industry. So, if we come down here and we do, you know, this one will be for the tools. I have the money. I'm going to throw it right in the middle. So this one can go there. So that's the tools one. Then the machinery one going, I don't know, there-ish. That'll be fine. So tools and machinery to Santa Rosa. So this one is line number 1, which is going to be the machinery line. So that is another truck line, which is machinery from Salt Lake City to Santa Rosa, which is totally fine by me. Then a second line, which is machinery from tools from Salt Lake City to Santa Rosa. So we want T for tools. Tools from Salt Lake City to Santa Rosa. All right. So now we need the vehicles for those lines, which I guess will be easy enough. So buy some road vehicles, go to you. This one can be machinery first. I don't remember what color I made these trucks, but whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So we'll go for 10 total, which is now the Santa Rosa ones. So that's machinery. That's fine. And then tools, which can be, I don't know, dark blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those. And that is going on the tools to Santa Rosa line. So we'll see how that goes. We will hopefully see some of the production get moved out to these guys. I don't know. There we go. So there's some machines moving out. Actually, pretty quickly as well. Tools, not so much. Which is kind of interesting. Very interesting. Ah, there we go. So the tools are moving out. So a decent number of things moving out there. That's pretty cool to see. So then it's going to be a similar story with the Salt Lake City one. Although really that could go anywhere else. That could go to Elgin, Grand Prairie, Lafayette. I don't know. I don't know. So these guys are coming in to start picking stuff up. And they're doing it pretty quickly as well. And are definitely causing some traffic problems in that intersection there. Some very noticeable traffic issues. Honestly, trains would have made more sense. But I like trucks. I do like trucks. Although I'm definitely thinking that we may very well want to look into some potential train lines for some of the more intensive stuff that we're moving, such as the fuel over here could be in a train line. Honestly, the tools and machines could be in a train line as well. I know that's got no distance whatsoever there, but it really, at the rate this thing is producing, it really could be. Production there is increasing, I guess. Not by much, but it's trying. It's definitely trying. This is good, though. This is good. We're not providing some supplies to a city that we otherwise weren't providing supplies to. That's kind of neat, if I do say so myself. I think that's kind of cool. I do think that's kind of cool. We got another new train there. We probably should look into upgrading our trains. I definitely don't think that would hurt. Could maybe look into upping the production up here at the farm. Farm production is actually really high, but not high enough. How would I increase that? I guess, well, for one, the roads would be a good thing to upgrade. So if we upgrade all the medium country roads around here, you know, make those a bit faster so it's easier for the trucks to use. Including those ones, so might as well. So upgrade all of that. That'll make it faster for the trucks, which is quite important. This one down here as well. Upgrade all of that. We're making shed loads of cash, though. We're making, you know, 25 million, 22 million, 11. We're making a lot of money. We are making a lot of money. A lot of people waiting here as well for that, that line that goes back and forth. Should probably look into replacing some of these trains. Especially the cross-country one. I feel like the cross-country trains should probably be changed to be, you know, something that's more like a cross-country train rather than a sort of suburban little thing. So rather than this, that's pretty cool. From 2000 as well. It's a very modern train. 102 passengers, 149 miles per hour. Okay. Okay, we can make that work. Let's go to here where there's 4 of those trains. And maybe go for 3 of these new ones. Very expensive trains, but 50-year lifespan, 6 million a year. Oh, wow, that's 18 million a year is what that's going to cost me. let's maybe start with 2 of them. 2 of those. We'll sell the trains on this line. Or maybe sell 2 of them to begin with. Let's get 81 people. 81 people. Okay. I don't want to sell the ones that have 81 people on them. They all have 81 people on them. Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll wait for them to get to a station and then sell them so we're not losing out on money here. Because that is exactly what I do not want to do. So you are... Yeah, you've got 81 people. So you're going to come in. You're on the line that I'm about to start slowly replacing. Which is fine. So once I see the money come off that train, it's getting sold. Sold. There we go. So that's not heading to the depot. Which is fine. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to sell them. I don't care if they get 81 people. Sell. And then Chicago train depot, set you all on that line there. So let's have a look at our new trains. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's much more in line with what I want from... that's pretty close, good lord. That is much more in line with what I want from that line. Just this huge, huge train. A proper cross-country train. Yeah, that's pretty neat. That's exactly what we're going for there. That's gonna make that line a bit quite expensive, but should be all right. I do feel like selling both of those. I really do. That's also set to replace with this. No. Don't do that. Replace with that in orange. Wait, auto replacement's not on. Turn that back on. Definitely auto replace those trains. Santa Rosa Sawmill still complaining. Production is at, wow, over 800 there. Good lord. That's kind of ridiculous. That is kind of ridiculous. Right here, 251 people waiting. Jeez, 200 of them waiting to get on that cross-country line. A lot of my trucks going up and down there. This is actually not really producing as much as I'd like. This is still producing like crazy. But I guess, is Santa Rosa happier? Yeah, they have a lot of supplies coming in there. So no wonder Santa Rosa is quite happy. Okay. Well, 4 minutes is the maximum amount of time you should really be waiting for a train on this line. That is all sorts of nuts. I actually want to go through and see. Yeah, decent number of people waiting there in Arlington. There's one of my new trains coming through. 102 people on board. 102 people on board that train right now. Okay. How much money are we going to get for this? 850K. I had still got 102 people. I guess it didn't let everybody off. A lot of those people will have been getting on to go elsewhere. Which is fine. That's kind of to be expected. Oh, man. That's a lot of people, though. That is a lot of people. Chicago, how we looking? Fuel's getting up there. Machinery is actually lower. Didn't expect the machinery to drop off. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Definitely seems to me like we may want more planks coming in. That's definitely a thought I've got going through there. Maybe a few more planks coming in there wouldn't hurt. So, yeah, planks to tools. Planks to tools needs more trucks. So if we go over here, we can get a few more of those on the go. Buy some road vehicles, go to this one, go to planks. I think it was like that color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. Set those on the truck planks to tools line. So they're going to head out. They're going to do their thing. And hopefully we'll see the production get back up here, because I don't want it to fall off. I want to start shipping stuff to multiple locations from this place. But if it's going to be an issue, then Santa Rosa, I hate to say it, you are going to be the one that gets cut out of this deal. All right? That's just the way it's going to be. Chicago is currently my priority. Construction materials plant wants me to ship more items as well. It seems that production across the board is just getting ridiculous. It really does. That seems to be what's going on here. Production across the board is just nuts. And I'm okay with that. I am quite okay with that. I really, really am. Wow, 39 million down the drain there. I guess that's going to happen when we got a bunch of new vehicles. 8 million down the drain this year. That's going to be, again, a bunch of new vehicles. It looks like we're going through and upgrading a lot of our older vehicles, I'm assuming. Yep. A lot of old vehicles getting replaced there this year. That's fine. That's to be expected. I'm not too worried about losing all this money, because it will go back up. We made 25 million last year, so it's not like that's going to be a huge issue. 10 people currently waiting here. How many people on that plane? 2 of 38. 11 of 38. What about at the other end? Is the other end successful? Anyone waiting at the airport? Literally no one. People don't want to leave Arlington. They've got it easy here. They got food, they got fuel, they got bricks. That is everything that the people of Arlington need. Fuel, food, and bricks. Fuel for their monster trucks, food for their bellies, and bricks for constructing houses and for throwing at that pesky neighbor. People of Arlington are a simple but happy people. And I think on that note, I think we're going to leave it there for today, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how much longer we'll go for with this particular run. I'm kind of thinking that I might maybe wrap it up around part 15. I know I've been saying that a lot with my series recently. I know Mass Transit, we've said it'll wrap up at part 40 and this at part 15, but I don't know how much more there is to this game once we start making, 20 plus million per year. I would be curious to see how much we can end up making overall. And I would be curious to see if I can get some more train lines in here and just make everything a bit more efficient. And I know a lot of people have wanted me to get Chicago to a point where everything is excellent. More people using public transport, bring up the supply. But we're getting there. We're really getting there in terms of the supply. So maybe it would be a goal to get Chicago to all excellent, and then maybe try with some of the other cities as well. I don't know. I really don't know. Production got a bit weird over here, so excuse me. So we're gonna have to look into it and see what we can do. But I think part 15 will probably do us for this series. Just because we are making so much money and because there's really not a lot of, room for us to potentially fail. But we'll see. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, as always, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you kindly for watching. This has been Transport Fever Part 12. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.